Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I am Michael Bull. This segment is brought to you by thenewsfunnel.com. Check it out for all the news you need on commercial real estate. Well, today we are talking about success. And now I'm going to share with you some success strategies that I've learned over the years. And they come from watching people, training people. What I do every day is help my clients be successful, my brokers be successful, and my employees be successful. And one of the things that I've learned that I like to share with people is this: the more you add value to the people's lives around you, the more value it adds to your life. Let me say that again. The more value you add to the people's lives around you, the more it adds value to your life. Think about it. People are the reason being alive matters, right? So if you can add value to people around you, it's going to really add value. It's going to really make you a happier person and a more successful person. When I was a young broker, I was 20, and I was running a management company, and I was selling real estate part-time and managing full-time. My broker brought me back to his office. He saw that I was running around, that I was extremely motivated. I was putting in a lot of hours. I was very efficient with my time. He had a lot of people that weren't as motivated, and he kind of caught me off guard. And he brought me back. His name was Buddy Patrick. And Buddy brings me back to his office. He had a big corner fancy office. And he said, "Michael, what motivates you?" And like I said, it caught me off guard. So I just spoke honestly. I said, "Well, I just feel if I do the absolute best job I can at whatever I'm doing, that I will get more opportunities." And Buddy looked at me and he thanked me, and he sent me on. I walked down the long carpeted hallway and I thought, dang it, I should have said I was looking for a raise. But you know what? It really wasn't the truth. I wasn't looking for a raise. I really did realize, and that if you do the absolute best job you can, you will get more opportunities. In fact, I'm still doing some business selling commercial real estate, apartment complexes, office properties for some clients that I managed properties for when I was 20 years old. And I did the absolute best job I could. They've noticed it, and I continue to do business with them even to this day. So think about that. Are you doing the absolute best job you can at whatever you're doing? And how can you do that? Well, let's think about it in terms of commercial real estate. You know, this is the commercial real estate show. Most of us are in some way inside the business. So here's one thing I think would be helpful, and that is to put yourself in the shoes of the people that you're helping, that you're working for, that your clients, and the people you work with in transactions. Let's say that you're in a transaction-based business. Attorney, lawyer, buyer, seller, investor, developer, tenant, you are involved in transactions. This is what I think should happen, should be your goal, and should happen. At the end of any transaction, whether it closes or not, everyone involved in the transaction should be able to say this. They should be able to say, you know what, that Michael Bull was very professional to work with. He communicated very well. I always knew where I stood. I tell you, if I was going to do business again, I'd like to do business with him. Now, that is even if you worked against them. So you represented a client, maybe doing a lease, a landlord, and they were the tenant. As long as you're honest with them and you treat them the way you would want to be treated. If you think about everyone involved in a business deal, in a transaction, and you think about those individual parties and companies, how would you want to be treated if you were one of them? So you might not represent them, but there's a way you'd want to be treated. And a lot of it comes down to communication and honesty and integrity. So I think that's a big way that you can be a lot more successful, is when you put yourself in the person's shoes that you're working with. Think about it. What I do when I do this show is I think about you. I think about my audience. I think about you as a professional person that does really well in your business, and you're in some business involving commercial real estate. So when I'm setting up titles and I'm setting up topics, I'm setting up guests and things that we're going to talk about, I only think about you as the audience. What will really help you? What will help you be more successful? What would be informational to you? What would be valuable to you? I also do it when I'm interviewing someone. I'm thinking about what that person's saying, and I'm listening to it very carefully, and I'm thinking about what you want as an audience. That's what makes the show valuable for you. So that can do the same thing when you're talking to you're selling, you are persuading, you're trying to get people to make good decisions. Look at from their point of view. How do the words you use, the actions you take, the way you look, the way your words are written in an email, how does that look to that person? And you will be a lot more successful. I think another thing to really help you be more successful is to continually educate yourself, continually train. I see some people that say, for example, that they're great salespeople, right? That, I'm a great salesman and I'm motivated. And then you actually see them in action and they're not that good. We can all get better. To give you an example, for me, when I started in commercial real estate sales, I realized sales was in the title. Well, I'd never met a salesperson that I was impressed with at that point. And so I didn't want to become that person. So I studied sales like I was going to have an exam soon. And I did it every day, weeks, months, years. I really never stopped doing it. So I learned how to help people and persuade people to make good decisions in a way that didn't come across as sales. In our business, we're typically not trying to sell somebody something they don't need. We are trying to help them make good real estate decisions. So you want to have real good sales skills and improve your skills and no matter what you do. To give you another example, I did really well selling real estate at a young age in my 20s and 30s and always have. But I still train, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just telling you that to give you an example of what I've done is even though I did well in sales, I've continually honed my sales skills. I continue to train. In recent years, I've taken classes, Dale Carnegie classes on public speaking. I've taken classes on stand-up comedy. I've taken classes on hosting television shows. Some people might say that, well, Michael, you were pretty good at that. Well, no, we can all improve. You look at the best superstars in sports. What are they doing? They're training. They're paying for extra coaches. They're trying to get better at what they do so they can add value to the people around them, and it will make you more successful. I think a third thing that can help us be more successful is to realize that the best person that you can invest in, the best thing you can invest in is yourself. It is absolutely yourself. I had a broker come to me, one of our brokers, and he said, Michael, I'm looking at buying this investment property. This is my return, expected return. What do you think? And I asked him, I said, well, let me ask you this. What if you took the training from Commercial Agent Success Strategies, you invested in that, you invested in the 4 CCIM core classes, and you invested in some other training. What do you think that would do for you? He thought about it. He said, wow, I think I would probably double my sales and my net income. And I said, so look at the return. Invest in yourself. Invest in your people. That will be the best return you will ever get because you are good at what you do. So I would continually train yourself. If you are not continually training, you're getting behind. You're getting left behind. There's always somebody smarter and brighter, better educated coming around the corner in every endeavor. There's some disruption happening all the time, and you should continually study. Now, the audience that we have for this show probably gets all of this. You guys are listening to a show like this because you understand the value. You are getting ideas for your business, for investing, to help your clients, to make yourself better at what you do. So, hope these items were helpful and to your continued success. And thank you for watching and listening to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. Until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for America's Commercial Real Estate Show.